Okay, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough, just a video through. So, exhaust with new hardware. Bell housing bolts are all in except for one that was stripped. Now, one issue that I had was this damn oil fill plug, that black tube. It goes down into a grommet, and it's got a hold down bolt. When I went to put it back, I could not get the tube in. I mean, I was fighting, and I think you probably know, because of this curvature, it's very tough. So there's a bracket there, right there, that's supposed to aim downward and attach to that bolt. But I had to move it out of the way. It was either that or drop the whole transmission again, and I wasn't going to do that. And the reason why is if you look in here, okay, see the rubber grommet that it goes through, that goes down into the transmission right there, and then it's got that line's in the way, but there's a hold down bolt right. You're not going to see it. Oh yeah, you can, just barely. Okay, but the rubber grommet, the black rubber grommet that it goes through. Okay, the transmission came with one, and this oil transmission filled dipstick was pulled out of the old transmission with the grommet on it. So trying to fight two grommets down in there wasn't working. This was still on the dipstick, pulled out with the old transmission. New transmission came with one, and whoever put it in didn't realize to take this grommet off. So it was a motherfucker trying to get it down in there until I realized what was going on. At that point, I was not dropping that transmission again. Okay, wipers and this cowl is in. Only issue is I don't have any hardware or push pins to hold these ones down. I've got them secured. I found some hardware to put the screws in the corner that hold the back down, and that's fine. It'll seal it down across the side. But the front here is a little, it's not horrible, but you got to get those certain little size push clips that go down into that hole and snap open. I've got 3 drawers full of 3 of these. Drawers full of like these. I've tried all different sizes here and they're not them. So, kind of at a loss there. You're gonna have to find somewhere that you can get those Dorman stock push pins. Okay, so now down below. Okay. Drive line is in and secured. Can't see that top one over there, but that's fine. I've cleaned down the back here at this back seal. Exhaust. Let me get turned back this way so I'm not right up against it. Exhaust in and sealed. I had to put some spray penetrant on this because these things were so rusted that to get the nuts to move I had to put some spray penetrant on. But torsion bars in. They might need a little adjustment, just depending on how your alignment is. But they are in. Everything's secured and bolted. Not on the back side. Same thing over here. You can see the torsion bars in and seated. They're seated properly up front. And they bottom out against the front. So you know that you're seated because, sorry, I'm trying to belly crawl across the floor here. There is a, let me zoom back. So there is like a little cotter pin stuck in these holes, which is nice. It tells you that you've got it in and seated properly. So we're good. Transmission pan. I ended up like 6 or 7 of those that really had to be drilled out and done. They were not a lot of them were in good shape. I've put a bead of RTV around just for insurance because I had to repair so many of them. I think there was 7 of them total. But as you can see, I've ran a pretty generous bead of RTV around here as insurance because those bolts are. I've got this pan is full right now and there's no signs of leakage. So we're good there. Transfer case drive line back in and secured. I can't see it from the other side, but you can see that it's flushed up with a copper look, and the other one neat. There's no gap back there. Now here's the issue that I have up here. So these are those bolts that I took out that had the blue all thread on them. This one here will not thread in anymore because I think it was cross-threaded to start with, or that blue gunk is screwing up the holes, but I think it was cross-threaded. The rest of them are flush. This one's a few threads from being seated. I can't get it to move back out or in, so it is what it is. The other three holding it in are never going to let go, and that one's in deep enough, it's never going to let go. So there's the exhaust up there. I don't know if you can see both sets of hardware or not. Yeah, there you go. So exhaust is good up there. Bell housing secured. Starter secured. Tranny cooler lines. Tranny cooler lines are in, and I got that one seated all the way. That one up there I just took out with the clip, but this one, the whole threaded fitting right here, was all the way out, so I got that threaded in all the way. All the electricals hooked up. The O2 sensors are hooked up. That one goes up there. You can't see it, but you can kind of get the gist. They're plugged in. Cable is secured. It was missing a bolt over here for the bracket, but I ran a through bolt through there, so the bracket is in. See that through bolt? So that holds the cable, the shift cable, nice and steady. It's secured in, clipped on. The main harness is plugged in right there. I can't get a good shot on it, but that's the main harness plugged in. All the sensors are plugged in. There's a sensor there. There's a sensor on this transfer case. There's another output speed shaft sensor right there, plugged in. Mounts are all secured in. All the bolts and hardware are all in for the cross member. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it. I gotta fill the transfer case. I've got the transmission pretty close. I'm gonna start it up in top to fill. I'm gonna get the transfer case, but I get that when it's level back on the floor. The other thing, oh, so here's what I was talking about. Your steering rack, see, remanufactured, and it's fairly clean. So this steering rack, this rack and pinion has been done before. Let me work my way out of here. Oh, forgot your shocks. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. Same thing on the other side. You can see the big shiny black shock over there. So, I'm gonna go. I am going to go. Oh, the other one. And I know it's kind of a pain in the butt, but I don't have the hardware here for them either. Well, I guess there is 3 that can hold it in here. And I might be able to zip tie these ones. Yeah, let me see if I can zip tie them. I didn't see those hardware there. I thought they were all push pins, and I was like, ah, crap, I'm not going to have enough to get these fender splashes back in. But apparently there are some hardware there, so good there. All right.